Hi, I'm Kathy Dodson.
And I'm Jocelyn Lindsay. Welcome to another exciting episode of 5 Minute Indie Insights, publishing tips and tricks in about 5 minutes. Because if brevity is the soul of wit, we are downright hilarious.
For more reasons than just that.
Right.
Uh, so today, I love this topic. We're going to talk about craft, right? Not
Yes.
publishing, but craft. And we're going to share our favorite craft books with you. And craft is about, the writing, the art and skill that you need to write. And frankly, there are some books that really can help you along that journey. There's a lot of them. But I'm going to hop in first with my very, 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 very favorite craft book. And it's Lisa Cron's Story Genius.
Have my coffee here too.
Yay!
I gotta
This
let
book,
Kathy, I gotta let Kathy talk about this one because I totally agree with everything she says.
I have dog-eared, highlighted, underlined this poor book to death. And as a book coach, it's one that I heavily recommend to the people that come to me for writing help. And there's a couple, like, I don't follow the very end of her book and what she does because it's super technical. But in terms of learning to tell a story, there is no better book in the world because she talks about the things really important. Who was your character before you start the novel? It's really important to know because if you don't know that, how is anyone going to know how she's making decisions along the way, right?
Yep.
So you have to have a fully formed person in your mind. And I'm not talking about hair color or eye color, right? I'm really not. I'm talking about what there's something on the day the novel starts that she wants more than anything in the world, or he. And there's also something that is standing in the way of them getting what they want. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to write a story, right? It'd be really fast. Daisy wanted to become Miss America and she entered the contest and won.
Right.
Right.
And
Instead, there's something standing in the way of her getting what she wants. And so you have to know what that is. And Lisa Cron does this great job of saying, go back and write 3 scenes that caused her to become the person she is today, that has this misbelief standing in the way of her achieving her goals. And one of the great things is that at the end of the story, she either will or won't achieve that goal. And she may no longer even want that goal. But as you see this progression, and this is the character arc, you watch how they change throughout the novel. And that happens because of what you do in the plot. So you're telling a story. So Daisy, on day one is this person. She wants to be Miss America, but she works in the hospital and you show her working in the hospital, right? And then something happens, right? The head of the Miss America contest comes in and she meets him and she gets sparks in her eyes and thinks I'm going to go after this dream, but she's never thought she's pretty enough. So these things keep happening, and how she thinks about what happens and what she decides to do about it is what moves the book forward. It's not that the guy walked in, it's Daisy's reaction to the guy walking
yep.
in. And I
Yep.
really hate that I use the Miss America example, but it popped into my head at the moment.
Well,
Anyway, and she leads you through how you really write a whole novel using those important pieces of information.
yeah.
So now take it away, Jocelyn.
Well, and I think what I love about Lisa's perspective on all of it is it's character driven.
Yes.
And that has become more and more important to writers over, I don't know, last 15, 20 years is that we've moved into character driven stories. And Lisa's going to show you exactly how to create a character driven story because that's what readers are after these days.
Yeah.
My book, I'm sitting here, it was really hard for me to decide because this whole bookshelf back here is business, craft, mindset, all the writing books that like I've been collecting for years, the ones that I have kept. But I picked up the Anatomy of Genres by John Truby, and you can tell that I have been in it because of all the. I can tell which books I keep going back to because they have all these little flags, and all the little flags have meanings. All the different colors are different things. So Truby's book on genre that just came out a couple of years ago is a masterful analysis of what different genres have that makes them that genre. And you can look up, he's got he's got a list in here of all the different genres that, and you can find your genre in here. And if you want to read about comedy, manners and morals, the western, the gangster, the fantasy, and he really breaks them down into the different beats that are in each genre, how each genre communicates with the next genres. It is just absolutely one of the best reference books that I have right now on craft. And I call it a reference book because you probably aren't going to sit down and like read it cover to cover. You're going to go through and find like, well, what's my genre is romance. I want to read about romance. And then at some point you're going to want to read about myth, and then maybe you want to read about action. So I don't recommend reading it cover to cover.
I read it cover to cover.
I did too. I did too. But I think for most writers, it's like read the genre you're writing and then start branching out from there, because you'll get that information fast for the story that you're working on. Of course, yeah, read it cover to cover if you want, because it's brilliant. I mean, I think Truby is one of the he's one of the luminaries right now on really looking at genre and what makes stories tick. But
Yeah,
it,
totally agree with that. I was
yeah,
so lucky that I kind of switched from writing book club fiction, that type of thing, to writing my first mystery. And his book was published like a month or two. Not it actually was in the middle of my writing, but when I realized that I was into this story and I was turning what was supposed to be a mystery into a book club fiction, women's fiction novel, because that's what I knew how to write. And so it really helped me to go in and
yeah,
read that section on crime fiction that he has, and it showed me what I needed to do and what I needed to do differently and how I needed to pull the mystery all the way through the novel and ways to do that, and great advice. So it's
yeah.
really fantastic for things
He's
like that.
fabulous. And I had the privilege of spending a couple years in classes with him, and I wish I could just download his brain, because he is so brilliant when it comes to talking about genre and how stories click together and what you need to have to really be in the genre you're writing in. Now, of course, this you have to know what genre you're writing in, and that I think is a really good place, that once you know what you're doing, is to start looking at Truby's work, because it really is like exceptional work.
Yeah.
So I think between Lisa and Truby, you've got the character and you've got the genre and the story plot mechanics here. You
Yep.
can't go wrong with these two books. Um,
Absolutely.
some other time we'll get to all of those.
I know. I bet Trudy's back there as well. Yeah, mine are right here too. You got to keep that stuff close.
Oh yeah, exactly. They end up all over the floor around me a lot, and then I can't. Anatomy of Story is his other book, and I can't find where I put it because it's somewhere. Let us know what your books are that you keep going back to again and again when it comes to writing, because
Yes,
I always love hearing what people are reading and what's helping them, so I can go add it to my pile.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here with us, and we will see you again soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.